To go out there and have a chance to repeat and get to do it against the best. I mean, it's something special, and I'm excited for the opportunity.
I find him infinitely likable. I got to tell you something. I find the Kansas City Chiefs, I know we all hate dynasties. I find them, Andy Reid, my wife loves Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. I find them the Hunt family, who have been just class. They're just impossible to root against.
I said it last night. Unless obviously you're a division rival, which is understandable. But the rest of the league, if you have no bone to pick with Kansas City, how can you not just enjoy this? Because to your point, all we ever hear about is people complaining about dynasties. The Patriots dynasty, I totally understood. Also, a fan of the AFC East, it's a tough existence. But they're very rigid. They're very, they're not flashy. There wasn't a whole lot of personality allowed.
These guys
is the hoodie. It felt like us and them. This does not feel like that. It's so fun. It's mostly offense. It's young.
Kansas City is what we all want our offenses to look like.
Yes.
Aggressive, fast, fun, loose, clever.
Yeah.
That's what we want. We never said, I'd love to have the most rigid system and dominate football. I grew up with the Steelers. Over the top, Swan, Bradshaw, home run throws, blitz, sacks. It was like everybody, you weren't jealous or mad. You were like, that's what I wish my football team played, like aggressive, over the top throws.
But also, sometimes when you have offenses like that or teams like that, it feels very finesse and not tough, and that's not how they feel.
Right.
Like they have a little bit of edge
their defense
and toughness to them, with all of those other fun elements. Yeah, I don't get it. I think this is going to be, I think we might have been wrong. This might be the matchup. Brady is the only quarterback in NFL history to win 2 Super Bowl titles in his first 4 seasons, so Mahomes can match that with a victory over the Bucs. Finally, Deshaun Watson, the saga continues. He's still not asked for a trade from the Texans, but if he does, his preferred destinations have been revealed. So according to the Miami Herald, the Jets are Watson's top choice, mainly because they hired Robert Saleh. He thinks very highly of Saleh and wanted the Texans to interview him for their head coaching job. And the Dolphins are said to be Watson's second choice.
I would choose Brian Flores. Listen.
I would go with the Dolphins in this space as well. They're much more set up to win right now.
Now, the Jets, by the way, does work. The Jets have the picks.
Yeah.
The Texans, it works. I get it. But if you're asking me, if I'm a great player, I'm a great quarterback, aren't I guaranteed success if I have a great coach?
Great coach, and they have a defense. Their defense is one side of the ball is essentially taken care of. That's to me why the Dolphins are. Obviously, I would love him to go to the Dolphins, but it is a better situation right now. Now, 2 years from now, the Jets may be where the Dolphins are, but right now the Dolphins are there. So that to me is a better plug and play situation for Watson. But if he feels more comfortable with Saleh, obviously a big reason why he wants to leave Houston is because the front office and the situation there is not comfortable for him. He's had it with that situation, which is fair. He also reportedly is still expected to want out of Houston no matter who they hire as their head coach. So it seems like this relationship has completely
somebody's going to get a great quarterback, and that's fun.
The Jets have the best odds right now, according to Fox Bet. And then the Bears, Broncos, and Colts round up the top 4. The Patriots and Dolphins are still tied at plus 800.
If Sam Darnold got traded to the Texans in that mess, I'd retire. I'd say, I'm not going from Adam Gase to that. I'm out. I tried. I'm going to go play volleyball on the beach in Oceanside. Seriously.
That's a rough go for Sam.
Literally, Adam Gase to the most dysfunctional team not named Detroit in the NFL.
It's a tough go. I hope for his sake that doesn't happen. But it seems like there's going to be some massive quarterback movement again this offseason. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
We're going to have Matt Stafford, Deshaun Watson, Jimmy Garoppolo. Here comes Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. I never get sick of football. I'm sorry. I never do. Mike Vick now joining us. 4 Pro Bowls in 13 years. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. Okay, listen, we know Aaron's great, Michael. But in his last 15 playoff games, he's 7-8. He gets all the credit when they win. He gets none of the blame when they lose. I will say this. I didn't think he was very good in the red zone yesterday. I thought there were moments he could have run. He didn't. There were moments he forced it to Devontae. Is there anything you saw with Aaron you didn't like?
I think most importantly, when I watched them get the ball after the 2 turnovers,
those two possessions I felt like was the key possessions to the game, and probably the key reasons they didn't win the game. They had to capitalize on that. And then down in the red zone, you just mentioned it. Aaron Rodgers had an opportunity to run that ball into the end zone, and he didn't. And, 5 or 6 years ago, Aaron would instinctively ran that ball into the end zone, and I think this is the play right here. But you got to take advantage of that. You got to feel that. All the defenders sucked down inside on the end routes. You got to take that. That was the game. That was the play of the game right there, and Aaron Rodgers didn't capitalize on it.
Brady, everybody always says what a bad athlete he is, but he was drafted in baseball. He's 6'4.5", 225, never gets hurt. I mean, he's got a pro athlete body, by the way, because you know what it's like. Yeah. He takes a lot of hits. He doesn't get hurt. But there's something, it's amazing. He throws 3 picks in the second half and wins. Just like the value, give me the value beyond Tom throwing the ball that he adds to the Buccaneer franchise.
He just made the whole franchise better from the top down. I think his command, when he walks into a room, when he walks into the building, I think everybody just shuts up and listen. From the owner, to the equipment guy, they respect him. They appreciate his thought. They appreciate his thought process and, what he brings to the game, not just, on the field. And, it's super evident. I think everybody feeds off his energy, and that's invaluable. When you can do that, when you can change the state of a franchise in one season, and this team that was so close last year or was on the brink, on the cusp, you could see the greatness. He just got him over the hump. And, it's a testament to just how cerebral he is, in all facets of the game and, just in life in general.
Yeah. It's Buffalo had been the hottest team in the league. And Kansas City went on a 38-6 run against them. That's like what you do in high school when you're the better team. Yeah, that's hard to do in college. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, Michael, did you ever play against a team and you were like a little in awe of their talent? Like you just felt like they got like 11 good players out there. I mean, I watched Kansas City and I'm like, I didn't think anybody in this league could disassemble the Bills like that for 3 hours.
The Philadelphia Eagles, from maybe 2002 to maybe 2006, from Javon Curse to, just guys all over the place. And, they was just a talented football team on both sides of the ball. Brian Westbrook, and then Donovan was at his height of his career at the pinnacle. I just looked across the field and just knew our chances was going to be slimmer. We was going to have to play picture-perfect football to beat them. And when you talk about playing and making a limited amount of mistakes, it just don't work that way when you're playing against some of the best teams in the league. You have to be clicking on all cylinders, and you got to find ways to win.
Aaron Rodgers has never been a great quarterback when trailing. Mahomes is almost better when trailing. Take me to the mind of quarterbacks. Did you play different leading and trailing? Because I think Mahomes, it's almost like he... Come on. Leadership is always viewed in crisis, not rolling the Bears.